I think you get to a point where nothing else is going to work, and so you just know that you've got to do something. You got to do something. Yeah. And I knew in that moment I had to do something. Yeah. I couldn't keep going like I was going.
Welcome to the Keri Murphy Show. Here we go. We're on the Keri Murphy Show. Yeah.
Welcome back. I have to tell you, what I love so much about the work I get to do is I'm surrounded by some pretty brilliant women. And the whole premise around this series is to share some of their stories, their expertise, to inspire you to show up, play a bigger game, and do the things that you are meant to do. And today, my beautiful, amazing guest is Miss Ronda Hopper. Hello, Ronda.
Keri. Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. We've known each other for quite some time.
Yes.
And you are in an industry that we just happen to work with a lot of people in, which is real estate. But you have a different way, or you have a different approach, and you work with a different sort of couple than perhaps the regular realtor. So talk to me about how you got into working specifically with divorce, right, and selling homes going through that time. And you had kind of a traumatic experience growing up that sparked this for you, right? Tell me a little bit about that. What happened?
So I'm a product of 2 divorces as a young kid. So I know what goes on, right? I know the behind the scenes, and
it's hard.
Yeah. So when I got into real estate, I of course did traditional real estate for many years, and I kind of stumbled upon this certification, and it's called a Certified Divorce Real Estate Expert, and I am the only one in Northern Arizona right now.
And why is that? Is it that people don't think about it? Because so much of what I talk about is niching and getting known for something. And I would think that would be a great way for a lot of realtors to do that.
And we're certainly seeing growth. Agents are becoming aware of this certification, and the numbers are growing. I think we have probably more than 200 nationwide now.
Okay. Still a small number.
Yes. But it's growing.
Yeah.
And it will continue to grow.
So do people even know that this certification and this type of realtor exists? You know, I wouldn't have even known that you existed.
Right. Most people don't. Most of our society does not. The family law world is getting educated, and that's what we're, trying to do collectively nationwide, is getting all the family law attorneys on board and educated on what we do and how we can help them and their clients.
Yeah, it makes total sense. So what makes working with someone like you different than a more traditional realtor?
The number one thing I would say is we're trained neutrals. So I treat both homeowners the exact same way. They get the exact same communication. And it's built that way because most homeowners that are getting a divorce have a lot of fear, a lot of negative emotions, and they think a realtor is just going to come in and it's usually the husband or the wife that knows someone and brings them in, but they both don't feel that they're being taken care of.
Yeah,
because the agents will usually side with one or the other because they know them.
Right. And
so,
they don't want that, right?
No,
we need a neutral
party. This is a very neutral experience, and that's the biggest
And I've
difference.
known you for years, and that is so you. Like, you come across and you are just like so loving and supportive, and I can see that you would come in and be a total neutral party, but that can be a pretty contentious environment.
Yes, it can.
I got to ask, like, how do you manage that?
It's not easy, and I have to keep a strong regimen and keep myself healthy and in a positive mindset. And it's a continuing struggle.
Yeah.
There's no easy solution, but I have to take care of myself, and that means exercise, breathing, meditation, all the above.
Yeah. Talking about positive mindset, you just went through my very good friend Tracy Litt. She has a program called Mind Magic, and she spoke at the Brilliant event where you were at. Yeah. And I'm so glad you worked with her, because I know that there were some things that were keeping you from being kind of at peace, right? And understanding how to balance all that. Tell us a little bit about what that experience was like and what you walked away with from that.
Oh my gosh, such a powerful program. And I think for me, the biggest takeaway in the program for me was that because of the things I went through as a young kid, and I didn't realize that I was storing all these negative emotions and just kind of living from the neck up and not in my body, which I didn't understand what any of that meant when I started this course.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning. It's still a work in progress. But for me, it's about replacing the negative emotions with the positive emotions and learning how to meditate and kind of reprogram all the things that I've thought all these years.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
That we can actually live life kind of on autopilot, not really understanding the things that are keeping us from full expression or
Right.
joy or all the things. So I know for a lot of people when they hear the word meditation, it's much more mainstream now. There's a
Yes.
lot of resources, thank the Lord, that give us tools to learn how to meditate. But what has that been like for you? Because I know that for me, sometimes it's hard to quiet the brain and to give yourself that space. What have you had to do to really practice? Because it is a practice, just like
is.
video is a practice, right? It is a practice. What have you had to do?
I've had to put reminders on my phone. I've had to put my meditation, like my journal and my eye mask and my headphones. They're right there next to my bed. They're right there next in my office. I journal, and I have been on, I think, a 90-day. I haven't missed a beat.
That's
missed
amazing.
one meditation, and I think consistency is key
Yeah.
because
And is there a time of day that works best for you?
I love to do it in the morning.
Okay.
But if I can't get it in the morning, I'll do it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
just
awesome.
just so it gets done.
And how has that changed things for you? I mean, even talking before we started recording, tell me how that's impacted you.
Well, for instance, I had an important call coming here, and my mind started racing. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be late to where I'm going. I need to get back to this attorney that's looking for an answer. I have like 10 things I needed, and I just had to stop and just, okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to focus on the here and now, what I'm doing, where I'm going. All of this can wait.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. Everything is okay. It's a lot of self-talk.
Yeah.
A lot of self-talk.
But that's such a
So-
great reminder for all of us,
Yes.
you know, that we can talk ourselves into a place of anxiety or overwhelm. And when you can just take a moment to just realign, right? We talk about the central nervous system, right?
Yes.
And just
Yes.
breath, something as
Yes.
simple as breath.
Yeah.
That's a great reminder, especially for the environment that you're in so often
Right,
as well.
Right. And I felt like I think we talked about breathing before I even met Tracy. And it didn't hit the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You have
pretty
to be ready to
impre-
receive it too,
You
though.
do. You do.
You can hear something over and over again.
Yes.
And it's like watching that movie and you finally get the meaning of the scene, right? It's like you're finally ready to absorb it. So,
Well, at Brilliant, I don't know if you remember, but I raised my hand for Tracy, and I think you get to a point where nothing else is going to work, and so you just know that you've got to do
Something.
you got to do something.
Yeah.
And I knew in that moment I had to do something.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep going like I was going.
yeah.
So
Well, congratulations.
thank you.
Because you could have said, I'm just going to keep going the way I'm going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that point is just, you don't want to live like that any longer. So you seek out, and it comes,
Yeah.
when you're ready.
Yeah.
So, and that's what happened.
Receiving, right?
Yes.
Being willing to receive. And you have had some big changes. I know that you moved to Texas for a minute with your daughter, and then you quickly moved to Prescott, Arizona. You had a thriving business in San Diego. So right now you're still balancing the business that you
Yes.
have in San Diego and Prescott, and a lot of
Yep.
people are moving there. So,
That's right.
girlfriend, how are you doing that?
Well, it's really kind of fun. And it just so happens that last week I closed my first San Diego Prescott Valley deal, consecutive deal.
Okay.
A buyer and a seller, same person.
Yeah.
So I helped them sell their house in San Diego, move to Prescott Valley seamlessly. It was amazing.
That's exactly what you
wanted. I wanted to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Because I know San Diego, I know Prescott, and it's easier on the homeowner because they don't have to get two agents. They
Right.
don't have to have someone help them sell there and buy here. I can do it together.
Was there
So-
ever a part of you, Rhonda, when you were deciding to move to Prescott and you had your established business here? Was there ever a thought of like, I can't do both?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
For a while, I was like,
Because I know
does it have
someone
to be
here is like, I
either
can't
or?
do both, right? How
Yeah.
can I make it work?
Yeah. I remember thinking it had to be either or. And my mentor in San Diego that I've worked with for a really long time, Greg, he knows me. He was the one that told me, you can do both.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but it was just believing that I could do both. And then I did what it took to get my license and went for it.
Yeah.
So, and I've got clients in both states now, and it's pretty exciting.
So what would you
So-
tell someone right now who feels like they have a new chapter but don't really want to let go of the old one, perhaps?
Well, think about, is it something that you can do both of? Sometimes it doesn't have to be either or.
Yeah.
You have to think outside of the box,
Yeah.
figure out, for me, it was finding a strong person to be my boots on the ground.
I was going to say, you have
in
help,
Sandy-
right? It's not
absolutely.
just you.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I don't fly over and
Yeah.
do all the things. I have strong boots on the ground in San Diego, and then I can physically be in Prescott. So
Yeah.
I can.
And you love it there.
I do.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. My husband and I are just loving it.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me about this little side hustle you got going on. Now, I love me some candles. There's not a day, truly, not a day that I do not have them on throughout my
Me too.
home. I keep threatening to my husband, I'm going to start my own candle line, and you have. And what I love is that everything that you do is really about home. It's about helping people really feel at home, regardless of their experiences. And it is something as simple as a candle that can bring any environment and make it cozy and make
Right.
us feel more connected.
Right.
And so you have these candles, and it's funny because I have an amethyst here. I'm a huge amethyst fan, but you can't smell this, but I can. It's divine. Like, it is divine. So this is the heart of home, and this one is coconut, vanilla, and raw amethyst. You actually mine the amethyst.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before we talk about the candles, what in the world? What made you think about mining the amethyst? Now, if I remember right, you actually go up in a helicopter and you fly into where?
It's up on a mountain, about 6,000 elevation. So yes, we fly a helicopter up to the side of this mountain with a landing pad that's smaller than this room.
Okay, that sounds terrifying.
It was and exciting and exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the best things that I have ever done. One of the funnest things I've ever done. And I'm going to...
You're just breaking through in all areas.
I'm going again in 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be mining for more amethyst.
So tell me about that experience. When you say mining, like, I'm thinking a shovel and a hammer.
So this is an actual working amethyst mine.
Okay.
They've been working it for 30 years.
Wow. Is it big?
It's not big at all. So the actual mine, you get out of the helicopter and you have to take, some stairs up to the opening of the mine. The mine is maybe twice as big as this room.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's not big at all. They give you some tools and you go in there and you start carving out the amethyst out of the dirt on the wall.
Wow.
And my husband and I, when we left the first time, we had 2 gallon-sized bags of amethyst.
And what was the idea of adding the amethyst? I mean, we do see that. I guarantee you the amethyst you're buying at Home Goods are not mined from hand. But what was the thought around that? Why add the amethyst to the candle?
Well, what's interesting is I mined the amethyst before I even had the idea of doing my candles.
You just wanted a bag full of amethyst?
I'm a big seasheller.
Okay.
And then when I moved to Arizona, I started rock hounding and finding crystals and
So you like my amethyst here?
oh
You like that? So
yes.
pretty.
Oh yeah, I love that. I want to find that though.
Yeah, right, right.
So yeah, that's how it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you already had them, and so when you started the
So-
candles,
I thought, you know what? I can use my amethyst, put some little chunks on top. That's going to make it so unique.
yeah,
Because yes, candles are common, right?
Right.
Everybody's making candles, but I'm using essential oils, 100% soy wax, wooden
so it's
wicks.
good for your environment.
Yes,
the wooden
all the
wick that
things.
crackles like the fire. Yeah,
And then the amethyst is just icing on the cake.
yeah, and you can just keep them.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
So I remember in one of our conversations, you're like, Keri, what am I doing? Like, I want to create candles, and I was like, that's awesome. And then we started talking about the story and the why, which just like any brand in business, that's what really matters. Is like the why you start anything. There are a lot of candles out there, but there's not candles like this with
Right.
the heart behind it. So tell us a little bit about Dune. Right, because the name of the company is Dune
Yes,
Candle Co,
yes.
which I love. And if I understand, Dune is a fur baby,
Yes,
a four-legged friend.
Yeah, she
Yes.
is. She is my soul
Aw.
puppy. Like
Yeah.
she's just so special to me. And it didn't occur to me in the beginning, but after I started making my candles, I was like, what do I want to name my company? And it just came to me, and I thought, you know what? I want this to be her legacy. Because pets aren't with us as long as we need them to be. And I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? This will go forever. Her names will be on my candles forever.
Yeah.
And it just made my heart happy.
That makes my heart happy. Yeah.
So that's the reason.
Yeah. And so when someone purchases these candles, you created all of these names to really like embody home.
Home.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you name the candles? And you have different scents. So explain those to me as well.
So when I started, I started doing my research. How do I make candles, right? So, okay, I
I
learned
have an idea in my free time in
Right?
between San Diego and Prescott. Let's just start a candle line.
right in my garage.
Yes. That's where they all start. It's where all
Right?
the good ideas start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started researching, okay, what are the best like 4 or 5 scents that I can put together? And then I'll pair some kind of like home sweet home or welcome in, something home
Yeah.
to each scent.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did.
And are these all the same smell?
So I brought 3 different smells.
goodness.
That one is that
This
sea
is
salt?
citrus and sea
Yeah,
salt. Yes.
citrus
I'm not
and sea
squinting
salt.
to read this. Okay, the font is really
The
small.
font
so.
is very small on the small stickers.
So don't blame me for squinting.
These are my labels are still a work in progress.
They're gorgeous. And what I love too is I travel a lot. Well, not as much as I sometimes like to
Yeah.
with 2 littles at home, but oh my gosh, this
So that's
is
white
so
peach.
good.
That's white peach and sage.
I mean, I can't even tell you right now.
That's one of my favorites too.
Peach and sage.
Right?
You would not think to put these together.
No. But in my
And then
research,
look
I
at
just
the amethyst inside.
Yeah.
I love it. So what's so great is you're on vacation or you're at, I do, a lot of business events. You can bring these with you. Mm-hmm. So these are kind of the travel tins that
Yep.
I appreciate they're gold and on brand for me.
you're welcome, Keri.
Thank you. Yes.
I was thinking
gold.
of you.
More gold, please. More gold. This is so amazing. So what's your dream around this? What do you have any idea what you're going to create?
Well, right now I've just been giving them away to families and my family, friends, and my goal when I started making them was to just give them to clients, right? Client gifts.
Yeah. So you've started slow. Was that
yeah.
on purpose?
I started this just as kind of just my downtime, like at night in the garage, putting the candles together, and it's just been a slow progression. And
Yeah.
honestly, when I started, I wasn't doing it with the intention to sell them.
Yeah, it was more of a
But
hobby.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then it just started connecting. I'm like, oh, I could sell them here. I could do this. So that's the plan. It's just I'm not in any rush.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I love the idea, that you are innovative and you're doing something that lights you up, because when economies are down, when there's uncertainty, when the real estate market is kind of all over the place, and we all know, right, that the market is down right now, and there's a lot of realtors that are struggling. That you came up with something that brought you joy. And did you know that there are more millionaires made in a down economy than any other time? And this might be your $1 million idea. I mean, it's just one candle at a time. But what I'm saying is that sometimes when things aren't working out as we want them to, or as we thought they were going to, you get a new spark, a new idea. I know for me, like my greatest new idea has come from going through a challenging time. And like really getting quiet and figuring out what does light me up, what is my next, instead of just doing the same thing. And that's where I think this economy is giving people an opportunity, should they choose it, to think differently, to innovate, to be creative. And we talk, like, not only are these great gifts, but you could give them to every realtor to give as client gifts. You can sell them in boutiques. You can have your online Shopify store and all of these things. So again, if you didn't have the situation you were in right now, Dune Candle Co. wouldn't have happened.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. So what's next for you? What is the legacy when you think about the candle company and the real estate business that you've built over the last 20 years? What would you want people to remember? What would you want people to know about you that maybe you don't share very often?
That's a tough question.
I know. I like to I like to ask those questions. Yeah.
Well, my passion is definitely helping people. Real estate has been my avenue to do that. And in doing that and having some challenging times, I've also had to just feed my soul, feed my heart, and this what the candles have done for me. And so I hope, whether it's that I've helped a client through a tough, transition through a divorce, selling their home, or I've, someone has bought my candle, and I guess
makes them feel good.
I want someone to feel good.
Yeah.
And it's just another avenue.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for that.
And it helps
you for
me.
Your heart.
It helps me.
Yeah.
So
I think that's such a great reminder, Rhonda, that when we are doing things that fill our heart, it actually helps other people too. Like the more you serve, we all hear, like, you get what you give. And I feel like when you truly are in that place of service and asking yourself, how can I help someone? Because that's what we talk so much about, being visible. Like, it's not about you. It's about being of service to someone else. But reciprocity is, you feel really good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do. You make people feel amazing. Yeah. We love having you a part of this community, Rhonda. Thank you.
You've been a big part of my journey. I met Tracy through you.
Yeah.
I've met some really wonderful women through you. So, and I adore you.
I love you. Thank you so much. And that's a great kind of wrap up as we're finishing up this interview here, is let's talk about the importance of community. Let's talk about how important it is to surround yourself with other women or men, that are honest and in integrity and dreamers and doing big things, because you've been a part of my collective, which is my mastermind that I work with for the year. And it's a small group of really amazing women.
Truly
and you've also been to Brilliant, which is a group of amazing women. How has that impacted you? Because I know you and I both, we can work in our homes, right? And it can get kind of lonely.
It gets very lonely. Yeah. Very lonely.
And you're wondering, am I
was
nuts?
starting to feel super isolated.
Yeah.
And thank goodness I found you when I did and joined your groups and just trusted.
Yeah.
I really just went in and trusted.
Trust fall.
Yes,
Yeah.
trust fall.
Yeah.
So, but I really want to thank you for everything, because you really have been a part of this, not realizing that you've been a part of it.
You make me cry. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. And thank you so much for sharing your heart and for sharing a piece of your home. And you actually get a piece of amethyst too. So if they're interested in buying one of your candles, I have to tell you, these scents are spectacular. I'm going to say though, this peach and sage, I just have not smelt that before. So we'll put the link in the show notes here.
Yeah.
So you can get
it will be soon. It'll be
Dune
available.
Candle Co.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Amazing. I adore you. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
sharing
Keri.
with us today.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, please take a moment and share it with someone who needs to hear some of this message today. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another incredible, brilliant interview. As always, remember to keep dreaming it, living it, and being it. Until next
The
time.
Keri Murphy Show. The Keri Murphy Show. The Keri Murphy Show. The Keri Murphy Show.
He's like, you don't tell the water what it does. You don't tell the wave what it does. It tells you. And he goes, you're going to crash and burn over and over and over until you calm the F down.